everyone, welcome to the online lecture series on Verilog HDL. So in the previous sessions we had seen what are different types of system tasks which are available, and we had seen some of the compiler directives as well. So in today's session we shall look into what are modules and what are ports, what are the different types of ports which are available in Verilog, and how actually we can connect these ports inside our modules, or how actually we can do the port connections of two different modules. All those things we will take a look at this particular session. So what are the things which are available in module? Okay, so as you can see over here, so the module, the first part what we can have is a module name. We should always start with a module and a module name, and then we need to declare what are our input ports and then output ports. Okay, and if you are having any parameters, so even you need to give what and all are the different types of parameters what we are having. For this particular example we had taken how actually tick include, backtick include is going to help us. So if you are having multiple number of parameters need to be written, so we will be writing all those parameters in a file, and then we will be calling, will be including that file by using backtick include. Okay, so here one thing is sure, your module should always start with a module, and then the module name, in order to give how the module name has to be given, we are having certain set of rules. So those set of rules are nothing but the module name has to always start with an alphabet. Okay, so no numerical characters or no special characters are allowed for the module name starting, but whereas we can use the numericals and the special characters after declaring the first character to be alphabet while giving a module name. And then we will be declaring our port lists as well. Okay, if your ports, if you are not having any ports, then we will be keeping it as what? We will be keeping it as blank. Okay, now after this particular part what we are having, once we declare our module, okay, when you are declaring a module, the module has to be ended. So for that particular thing we will be having what? We will be having an end module statement at the end of the program. Okay, so in between part what we are having, this in between part will be represented in terms of what actually the logic is being used, so that we are going to write in terms of different types of statements. Okay, so different types of statements in the sense we might include some internal registers. So for including the internal registers we will be declaring with keywords with registers, and then we might have some internal wires need to be connected, so those type of wires will be declared. And then we might have gate level assignment statements or structural assignment statements, and we will be having data flow assignment statements, we will be having behavioral assignment statements. Okay, so that is the reason why it has been given in terms of this thing. So what and all things we might have? We might have registers, and we might have internal wires, we might have data flow assignment statements, and we might have behavioral statements such as always block and then initial blocks, and then we might include the lower level instance blocks. Okay, this particular block we had seen in top down approach, right? So in top down approach what will happen? We will be having a top module. That top module is going to be divided into sub modules. So the sub modules will be again divided into what? Sub modules. Or if you are having leaf cell, then we will be leaving it there only. So this leaf cell what we were having, that will be instantiated in upper modules, that those are sub modules, and in top module we will be instantiating all the sub modules which have been taken out from that particular top module. Okay, so we might have tasks and functions. So let us see that only what and all things might be there in the module, but once we go on writing the programs, we will come to know how actually these particular what and all the things which have been declared over here in the module part, that you can understand easily. Okay. So now let us look into the ports. So ports, in the sense, basically we have three different types of ports. One is input port, output port, and then bidirectional port. So bidirectional port, in the sense, this particular port will be acting as an input as well as output. Okay. So what are the key words in Verilog in order to declare an input port, output port, and bidirectional port? So if you want to declare any input port, so we will be using what? We will be using the keyword input, and if you are having output port, then we will be using keyword output, and if you are having bidirectional port, then we will be using in-out port. Okay. So how connections are being made in Verilog? Okay. Let me take this particular block as a module. Okay. And these are the different connections which are coming from other modules, and these are the internal connections which are being made. Okay. Now if you look at this, now here you are having, right, so external thing can be what? It can be the value from a register, or it can be value from a net. Okay. That means this particular thing can be the value might be coming from registers, or the value might be coming from any combinational circuit. As we know, for combinational circuits we will be using what? We will be using these nets. Okay. The output might be from anything, but once it enters, that means what? The inputs should be always declared with what? The input should be always declared with nets. In the similar fashion, for our output, the declaration of an output, that might be any register or net, but once it goes outside this block, this will become what? This will become wire. Okay. But whereas for in-out ports, this in-out port, always the output, the external this thing will be always net, and the internal declaration should be always net. Okay. Now this tells us that the input ports and the in-out ports will be always of type net, that means of type wire, and the output might be from any register or a net. It depends on how actually on what basis your design is. Okay. So now how actually these are being connected to the external signals, that can be of two different types. One is connecting through ordered list, and one more is connecting by name. We recommend that although both are a little flexible, and then both are easy to connect the ports in terms of different types of into different external signals, but we recommend to go only for this particular type, connecting ports by name. We will see why actually we are recommending to write the code in terms of connecting ports by name instead of going for order list. Order list, it is having a little bit of deficiency, or it is having its own disadvantages by going for this ordered list. That is why we recommend to go for ports by names. Okay. So now let us see here what we have taken, ordered list. Let us try to understand how actually this is being done. So for this particular thing, I have taken what? I have taken a full adder. Okay. So the full adder, the implementation of this particular full adder is being done by what? It is being done by using two different half adders and an OR gate. So this circuit what you are having, this circuit is nothing but it is a full adder. So we have implemented this full adder by using half adders, so that is why we need two half adders and an OR gate. So this A port of a, now if you look at this, let me go through this particular block over here. Now if you look at this, what we are having over here is, here this is an half adder. For this particular half adder, I think this particular example is bit confusing as both the port names are A and A. So for that particular reason, I have taken here a full adder. So the port names we have given they at as what, X, Y, Z, and then the outputs we have declared it as sum and then carry. Okay. Now here we are having two different, we have this becomes what, this particular full adder becomes what, this becomes my top module. Okay. So this becomes my top module, and these for half adders what we are having, these becomes what, they will become our sub modules. Okay. So for this particular sub module HA1 we are declared our inputs as A and then B, and then we have declared our outputs as sum and then carry. Okay. Now here also this is being A and B and then sum carry, as because the same block is being instantiated. Okay. Now if you look at this, we had said that we might for a module we might have internal wires or resistors. Now if you look at this sum part from here till here, this is being connected through what, it is being connected through a wire over here. Okay. So let me name this wire as what, let me name this as W1. Okay. And here for this particular B port, if you look at this B port, it is being directly connected to the port Z, and this again B port of HA1 is being connected to the port Y, and A port of HA1 is being connected to the port X. But whereas the sum port of HA1 is being connected to A port of HA2 through what, through a wire. Now again if you look at this, the sum port of this particular sum is being connected to this sum port of full ladder. Now if you look at this carry is being connected to an input port of what, this is being connected to an input port of OR gate. Okay. Now this particular OR gate, in the sense, again I need some wires need to be connected over here, so I'll name this as, let me take this as wire 2, so I'll name it as W2. Okay. Now if you look at this carry port is being connected to again the input of an OR gate, so I'll name this as wire 3. Now I'll name this particular OR gate as G1, so this particular half adder I have, this instance I have named it as HA1 and then HA2. So now let us try to understand how actually port connection is being done. Now if you are looking in terms of what, if you look in terms of ordered list, we will connect what. Now let me go through this particular module. So here I have called this module. So for this particular module I have given end module over here. So module has been ended with an end module statement. So I need to give what, I need to give a module name. So I have given half underscore adder. Now if you look at this, the thing has been always started with an alphabet, but after using an alphabet we have used the special characters, and then I will be calling two different things, that is input A comma B and output sum and carry. Okay. So I have written this particular module program using gate level modeling. So one is XOR gate and then one more is AND gate, that we will see in the gate level modeling how actually the code is being written. Okay. Now let us see that what is order list. Okay. Now if you look at this, as we know that this is being used for a module full adder, A, B, C in, and then output sum and carry. Now instead of this, let me write here itself. So as we know the thing is A, B, okay. So let me write it. So I'll write module. Okay. So I need to give module name, so I'll give it as module full adder, and then my inputs are what over here, inputs are X, Y and Z. Okay. And outputs are what? Outputs are sum and carry. So let me write sum and carry. Okay. And then I need to, this module has to be closed. So I'll write what? I'll write end module. Okay. So now I need to instantiate these things. Now if you look at thing, the module name what we had given, we had given something like this, right? Half underscore adder we had given. So first I should give what module name you had given over there. So I'll give it as half underscore adder. So when I take this particular module, so it will reflect, it will take a copy of the module what you had written over there. So for this instance I have to write some name, right? So what I have written here, I have written here HA1. Okay, so this HA1 in the sense I need to connect the ports, right? So for A, if you look at here, we have taken it as what? Half adder. If you look at this, we have taken AB sum carry. So this is the order what we are maintaining over here. First is port A, and then second is port B, third is sum, and then fourth is carry. In the similar fashion, based on the order what I had given in the module, in the similar fashion I need to write. First port was what? It was A. For A port which is being connected here, it is being connected X. So first I will write what? I will write X. For port B which is being connected, it is port Y. So I will write what? I will write Y. So next was sum. So for sum which is connected here, it is connected wire 1. So I will write wire 1. And for carry which is connected wire 2, so I will write wire 2. Okay. So this is what this here, I am not specifying which port is being connected, I am just specifying on what order the input and output ports are being connected. See here, order was what? Order was, let me write, order was what? It was A, B, and then sum and carry. So this was the order which is being maintained over there. Okay. So for A, here if you look, for A, X is connected, so I have written X. For P, Y is connected, so I have written Y. For sum, W1 is connected, so I have written W1. For carry, W2 is connected, so I have written W2. So this part is being done now. Okay. Now let us go for this HA2 part. So again what I will do, I will call one more half adder module. So I will name that half adder module as HA2. And for this HA2, the order is what? A, B, sum, carry. For A which is connected, A is connected with W1, so I will write W1. And then B is connected with Z, so I will write Z. And then sum is connected with sum, so I will write sum. And carry is being connected with what? It is being connected with W3, so I will write W3. So we will write with OR gate, so OR G1 I will write, and then output is what? Output is carry, and the inputs are what? Inputs are W2 and then W3. So this if I do in a such a fashion, so here I did not look into what is the port name is being given at HA1 or a half adder module. I have given only in terms of what? In terms of order. Order was what? Order was A, B, sum, carry. So for A which is being connected, that I have connected. Now the problem here is, suppose if I don't know the order and if I do make the connections, at that time makes the problems. Okay. Now instead of writing here W1 and Z, if I had written something like this, instead of that, if I had something W1 comma W2 if I had written, and then if I had here if I had made a W1 over here, then this line would be connected to OR gate and this W2 would be connected to what? It would be connected to B, and we will be left out with what? We will be left out with this particular Z port. That is the reason here it is not proper that for which port which is being connected. So in order to overcome this, so here what should a person should know? A person should know on what order in the module, what order they have given. So every time he has to go to that particular module and he has to look for the order. So based on the order he need to assign the statements. So here this becomes what? This becomes a little bit confusing, or every time this becomes what? This becomes every time it is becoming confusing, and then every time we need to go and then we need to check for the order. So in order to overcome this, for that particular reason, we are having what? We are having by using by names. So names, in the sense, it is highly recommended for names. Okay, so we will come to know why actually we are recommending to go for names. Okay, so how actually port connection is being done, let me go through this. So I will be calling again half adder, and then I need to give some instance name, so I will write it as HA1. Here I will not worry about what order it is. I will connect this dot A represents what? This dot A represents the port name of this particular module. Okay, the port name of the particular module is being represented with dot and the port name. Okay, so dot A, in the sense, for this particular A port which is being connected here, X is connected, so I'll write dot A of X. And for B port, so I'll write dot B. So for B which is being connected, Y is connected. And for dot sum which is connected, W1 is connected. Okay, for dot carry which is connected, W2 is connected. Okay, so inside brackets what we are having, these inside brackets are the actual connections which we are doing, or the port connections what we are doing, and dot some variable name what we are having, these represents what? These represent the actual port names of this particular module half adder. Okay, now if you look at this again, half adder, so here there is no requirement for going in terms of same order only. Here if you look at this, I can write it something like this. I can first initiate the output dot sum. Sum is being connected to where? Sum is being connected to sum, so I'll write sum. And then carry is connected to what? Carry is connected to W3 here, so I'll write W3. And then dot B is connected to what? B is connected to Z, so I'll write Z. And then dot A is connected to what? A is connected to W1. Okay, here I am not maintaining order, but whereas I am specifying, I am doing connection through what? I am doing connection through the port names. So here we might not miss. Okay, here there we were having what? There are possibilities that we might miss the orders. Here those possibilities will be overruled, because we are using what? We are using through names, and through names we are writing it. Okay, so that particular port will be always connected to which port we need to be connected. So that is why it is highly recommended that we should go for what? We should go for connecting by names. Okay, here you can observe this. Okay, this is the particular program. Okay, so this is all things which are basic things which are required for writing down the Verilog programs. Okay, now in the next session we shall start off with gate level modeling. So what are the different types of gates which are available here, and how to use these gates in Verilog. So what actually we need to do, how to write down the program, that we will see. Okay, thank you.